Hey everybody, welcome back to Berry Cubing 101. My name is Joe. I'm your host, the Berry Cuber. Today, video, I'm going to show you how to solve the Curvy Copter Plus. And, I've already showed you how to solve the Unicorn Cube, parts 1, 2, and 3. That actually kicked off Season 7. And in case you're wondering, no, I did not release a Season 7 opener video like I usually do. Just because I was very busy, just a lot of work to do, and I just couldn't get around to it, but no big deal. And besides, I didn't really want to hold myself to specific cubes and, having that feeling of obligation where I had to do that. And this time I think I just want to do something a little bit different. I'll give you an idea of what I'm, what I've been looking at is the cubes behind me. And I'm not saying that this is set in stone. None of this is set in stone. I might add to, I might take away from. I don't know. It's just what I kind of pulled out of my bag of cubes. One of the cubes that is behind me is the double fish case cube. I had a lot of requests for that one, and so probably get around to that. There was a bunch of camouflage cubes, the 2x3x4, the 4x4x3, and then the smallest one, I forgot what that is. I still have to find it. Let's see, the multi-scube, the unicorn cube, the crazy 4x4x4, the third version of it. I don't know. Might get some paramorphics, mastermorphics, megamorphics, gigamorphics. I don't know, and that's I guess that's gonna be the whole theme of Season 7. I'm just gonna give you an idea of what I'm looking at, what I might be doing, but let's not hold me to any kind of obligation though, because I've got a lot of stuff going on, and cubing is, I'm just being, honest with you. It's kind of right there at the bottom of my priority obligations. So let's just be patient, and eventually I'll get to the QB. I know it's so hard to be patient. I know it. You're waiting for a long time, and and I don't mean to keep anybody waiting, but it's just the way it's going to have to be. Let me do this on my own terms, and it will get done. Meanwhile, I will be really, as usual, I'll just release a video once every 2 weeks, and that's never, not going to change. But all right, I don't know. Let's just get to this Curvy Copter Plus. If you've got it, obviously you're going to need to know how to solve the regular Curvy Copter. It wouldn't hurt to be proficient in that, and maybe the helicopter cube. So you have some idea of what's going on. Now this cube is it's difficult in the respect that it shape shifts, and it's difficult to get it back into its cube form, and really without having it pop on you, because then it's just a nightmare. If it pops on you, it's just a nightmare. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to scramble it to an extent where I don't recommend that you scramble it to, unless you're proficient yourself in getting it back. But I'll scramble it to a point where I'm going to be pushing through areas where you're not really supposed to push through, because the cube will probably pop on you. But we'll get into more detail about that when I'm talking about right there. And for those of you who have the cube, you probably already know what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to try to get in the most difficult situations so that, because I don't even know if it's even possible for me to teach you intuitiveness. Think about that. Can you teach somebody intuitiveness? I don't know. I don't even know if it's even possible. But what I can do is I can show you, I guess, the most difficult situation, and obviously it'll take me longer, and I'll walk you through it, and and I'll talk you through it, and hopefully, I don't know, you'll get something out of it that you probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise if I just went the easy way around it. Okay, I don't know. Let's get this going. Scramble up. Okay, folks, so let's be very clear about what we're trying to do here. This cube here requires instruction as far as knowing how to scramble it to its full potential. So I guess part one of this video is going to be dedicated to just doing that. So we can start off by the right or the left. It doesn't matter. But basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to switch this yellow piece right here, the smaller one, for this red one. So whichever one's here is going to work in conjunction with whatever's here, and whatever's here is going to work in conjunction with whatever's here. So if I do it from the right, okay, it'll be this piece and this piece. So up on the right, swing this around. Okay. Turn that back, turn this back. And if you look at over here, you can switch these two pieces out. Okay. And then you just, to get it back, you just do the same move. And that switches piece for piece. So, well, specifically this piece for this piece. So if we wanted to switch this piece for this piece, well, then you go over here. Okay. Turn that. Turn that. Turn. You can turn these two. Okay. And basically what we're going to do is do the exact same thing for the entire cube until it's all scrambled. So let's find another two. How about this orange and this yellow right here? Okay, so you, up on this side, turn this. Okay, take this, turn that again. Look at it from this angle. You swatch this yellow for this orange. Okay, and then just to get it back, you just do that in reverse. Okay, how about this white for this green? Okay, this time we did it from the left. Exact same results. Okay. How about and really all we're looking for is like these solid colors, and I'm because I've already dealt with this one, that's phase one, but I'm gonna have to change this one with this one. So solid color for solid color. And the reason I guess I said that was phase one is because we're going to get back to these colors that we already changed. And like I'm going to end up changing this white for this green, let's just say, okay? Because that helps further scramble the cube. But for right now, we're just doing solid color for solid color. And you'll see later how that and why that comes into play. So I don't want to do red for red. So let's do, how about this orange for this white? Okay, so we swap those two out. Reverse this. And looks like we have a few more. This blue for this red. All right, what else? This yellow for this orange. This gets, pretty routine. It's no big deal. This is the easy part of scrambling. And very quickly, you've gotten to, you've almost got this whittled down to complete. Okay, so let's see. What our two colors need to be swapped? Well, this green and this white, but let's move this green over from here to here. Okay, so that means we have to move this white one out of the way. Okay, so that you have the green on the upper right and this one on the upper left. Okay, we'll clean up here. So let's go ahead and swap those two out. Okay, so that's all complete. That's complete. Those are complete. This one and this one need to swap. Okay, so again, this one would have to go up here. So let's move this out of the way so I can transfer that. And this is why you're going to need to know how to do the curvy copter, right? So you can move pieces out of the way. So these two pieces. So if you haven't seen that curvy copter video, I highly suggest you watch that. Okay, cool. So let's just assume that this is the top. All these pieces are different from their larger piece. These are all complete. These are complete. These are complete. These are complete. And these are complete. Okay, cool. So now we can move on to phase 2 of scrambling this cube. And that's instead of doing color for color, we're going to, just give this a quick, little scramble. Just some copter rotations, no big deal, whatever. And let's just switch this piece for this piece. The blue for the white. Okay, the exact same way you did it before. And the reason that you're doing that is so that it adds another element of, let's see, let's do this orange for this red. I'm just picking anything at random. It adds another layer of complexity to the cube. And you'll see that later during the solve. Because if I were just to have left it the way it was, well, then I wouldn't have to hunt for the correct piece in the correct position. It would have already been there, and it would have been like a give me. So let's just do a few more cube moves because I forgot which ones that I did. So it doesn't hurt to let's see, just trying to find two random ones. Let's try getting these two. Okay. And let's do, let's say, this one, or this one, and no, because this one and this one are the same color. So let's do this one and this one. Okay, pretty good. Okay, so now let's move on to phase 3, I suppose, of scrambling this thing, right? It's, whatever, just give it, some rotations, no big deal. You don't have to if you don't want to. And this time we're going to get into the shape-shifting portion of this. And this is where you really need to start paying attention, because this cube will pop on you, and it's going to be a nightmare to put it back together. So I'm going to scramble to a point where I feel like it's sufficiently scrambled that that I'm going to be pushing through some pieces, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let's start this off by you can just do your quick basic move just like that, right? The same move I've been showing you this whole time. And you can turn this piece off, right, so that you can put that into a corner, Okay, so see how this piece just came right off from where it was, and now it became a corner, right? And you can rotate this piece. Let's say we rotate it on the bottom. Now see how it got locked up right there? Okay, and what I'm doing right here is I'm pushing through where it gets locked up. Now, I don't recommend that you do this, okay, because you can hear all the crunching and the popping, and it's threatening to come loose already, okay, but it can be done, okay, it can be pushed through, and I'd have to push it through this one, okay. See how it's locked up right there? And the same deal, you just got to be super careful and see. All right, see right here how it's threatening to come apart. Okay, so once you do that, you've got to be very careful about how you pop these back in. Okay, so that's why I don't recommend pushing through this cube. And what I did was I rotated this piece along the bottom. Okay, I pushed through here, I pushed through here. I actually had to fix one of these pieces that popped out. And when I brought it back up here, it doesn't quite fit correctly. Okay, it's skewed. Okay, it's not flush. Okay, and that's because I rotated the piece. Okay, so not only can you just turn it off like right here where it's flat, you can turn it so that it looks like this. Okay, you can have it look like this, right? And you can also have other things like I'm just going to continue scrambling this cube a bit. And what you can do is you can even turn this like halfway. So see how this is horizontal? Well, I can actually make this vertical, okay? And then I can rotate if I wanted to, or if the cube allows me to, right? So I can rotate like that, okay? So now I have these two pieces, and this one's you can tell that it's sticking up, okay? So you can have pieces like that as well. Now you can also have things like where it doesn't quite see this probably won't. Yeah, all right, well, it did let me do it. You can have things that look like this, right? And that doesn't look very natural at all, right? But these are some of the situations you can get the cube into. And it's very difficult to continue scrambling this cube to an excess, because it always seems and feels like it's going to pop on you, right? So you've got to be very careful about how you're turning this cube. So let's see what else I can do here. And very quickly you get to the point where you just don't know if there's anything else you can really turn. I'll try. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see how loose it's becoming right there? So I really don't want to do that, because I'll end up losing that piece altogether and this video will be over. So I mean, really just like that, this cube is about as scrambled as it's really going to get. I mean, I could go ahead and try, rotating more of these pieces, but right now we have a good mix of what you can expect, to see. And again, I don't recommend, trying to shapeshift it to this point, but, it's there now. So let's go ahead and slowly get this back together. And that's the key word, is slowly. Do everything very slowly, because you really don't have much forgiveness with this cube. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to try to get this, like these pieces right here, back either horizontal or vertical and not off to the side. Okay, so that one is good. How about this one? This would have to come down. Well, let's see, I did a real number on that one, so that's probably not going to work. You know, and for those of you who are thinking, well, you know, I already know the solution, and I can get it back very quickly. No, I mean, that's not true. It's just, you know, I'm going slowly on purpose because I don't really remember how I got it into the situation to begin with. So, but what I am doing is relying on my knowledge of the cube, where I know that, oh my, these pieces, like this one, either need to be horizontal or vertical, right? So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is to somehow get this back. Oh my. Well, I didn't like the sound of that. Okay. So let's see here. So it looks like this one, wow, no, I'm locked up there really tightly. Not good. Okay, so nope. Okay, looks like I got this whole section here. Oh, correct. Right. Boy, I've got a real mess on my hands here. Now this, see this center edge here needs to be rotated. Oh my. Okay, so that's rotated, and now this is rotated. Okay, wow. So yeah, I mean, this is quite a mess. So basically, what the situation we're looking at right now is that these pieces, this one here is not flat. These pieces and these pieces need to be corrected. Okay, so how are we going to go about doing this? Well, I'm going to move this out of the way temporarily. And although this looks correct, that's not correct, right? So it's correct with this. So this piece and this piece are correct because they're flat. And these two pieces are correct because they're flat. So I can either lay this down correctly or I can lay this one down correctly. Let's try. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, well that worked out. Now, this piece right here needs to be matched up with this. Okay, but it's not correct right there, right? It's not laying flat. So what I need to do is I need to rotate this around the bottom in conjunction with this one here. Okay, now I could push through, I suppose. All right, yeah. So I push through there, and I could push through here. Swap these. Oh no, I'm sorry, because this needs to go back up here. Okay, well that's not correct still. So let's rotate again. Okay, all the way around the bottom. Rotate that, and now that is correct with this one. All right, so what I can do is I can just turn this off. So these are correct, and that needs to be worked on. Okay, so let's move that. So I want to do that. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so let's see if I can coordinate this with this. And it did work. Okay. So now that that was coordinated, now you have two pieces here that you need to get into a position so that that's not going to work that way. Nope. Oh dear. Okay. So let's see if I can figure out how to get these two pieces together. And I don't know why I'm having difficulty doing this, because I usually do this very quickly. And it goes there, that one goes there, and that switches around. So, I don't know. It was, that was difficult. And, how else do I go about explaining how to do that? I don't know. I mean, I really put it in the most difficult situation I could put it in. And basically what I did was I started by putting these pieces back, either laying horizontal or vertical, and then you just got to chip away at either rotating these pieces around the bottom so that they fit together. I covered that if you have two pieces flat like that, put them together and move them out of the way, and you'll get another situation. So basically it just revolves around either putting the corner into its respective spot and laying it flat, or putting these pieces in their respective spots and putting it flat. I don't know how else to explain that, but all right, let's move on to the next step.